The city lights glowed across Silverdale that night as I walked through the quiet streets with a storm in my chest. My name is Adrian Cross and I had fought through fire to build a life that mattered. I trusted very few people, but one person had reached into my soul. Her name was Serafina Vale. She was beautiful and magnetic, and she carried an aura that made people turn their heads when she entered a room. To me, she was not only my love, she was my world. I met Serafina during a season when I was lost. She became my anchor. She knew my dreams, my fears, and the secrets I told no one else. She laughed with me and she cried with me. For years I thought she was the only person I could count on. But fate has sharp edges and truth is often crueler than lies. The whispers came first. Friends said Serafina was meeting another man behind my back. His name was Damon Steele. He was wealthy, arrogant, and always hungry for what was not his. At first I rejected every word. I told myself envy makes people cruel. I told myself Serafina would never betray me. Yet the whispers would not fade. They grew louder until denial shattered. One evening I followed her when she said she was going to see her cousin. My heart hammered as I walked a few steps behind. She entered the Red Ember Lounge and sat across Damon Steele. Their hands touched, their laughter filled the air, their eyes sparkled with a warmth that did not belong to me. My chest burned and the world seemed to fall apart. The woman I trusted above all had shattered me with one stolen glance. I left before she could see me. Rage boiled inside me, but grief drowned me. For days I could not sleep. Food lost its taste and music lost its melody. Every memory became poisoned. Her smile looked false. Her promises sounded hollow. I could not let it end like this. If she wanted Damon Steele, she could have him, but she would not walk away clean. Revenge began to consume me. Serafina adored admiration. She wanted to be the star of every stage, the diamond everyone praised. I decided I would strip that mask and expose her. Her birthday arrived and she threw a grand gathering at the Crystal Rose Hall. The place glimmered with chandeliers and soft music filled the room. She moved among her guests like a queen collecting praises. I played my role and smiled at her, offering her roses tied with silver ribbon. She believed I was blind to her betrayal. When the night reached its peak, I stood in the center of the room and raised my voice. I told them all the truth. I told them I had seen Serafina with Damon Steele. Silence struck the hall like thunder. Her eyes widened in shock. Her lips trembled as whispers spread among the guests. The queen of admiration had fallen from her throne. For a fleeting moment revenge tasted sweet. I saw her pride crumble and I thought justice was done. But then I looked into her eyes and I saw not arrogance but brokenness. Her tears stained the mask she wore. And suddenly the satisfaction turned hollow. Her downfall did not heal me. It left me emptier than before. After the guests dispersed, Serafina came to me trembling. She confessed. She said she felt abandoned when my work kept me away. She admitted weakness and regret. She begged for a second chance. My heart twisted. Part of me wanted to spit venom. Part of me wanted to hold her again. I walked away without a word. For days she sent letters, each more desperate than the last. She poured her regret into every line. She said Damon Steele meant nothing. She said she only wanted me. At first I tore the letters apart, yet soon I found myself reading them. Her words awakened memories. I remembered her cheering for me when I nearly gave up. I remembered her laughter in rainy nights when we had nothing but hope. I remembered the fire in her eyes when she believed in me more than I believed in myself. These memories collided with the pain she caused. At last I called her. We met at Ashwood Park, where we had once spoken about forever. She arrived with her heart in her hands and tears ready to fall. I looked at her and for the first time I saw not the betrayer but the flawed human beneath. I told her I had hated her. I told her I wanted her to feel the pain she had carved into me. But I also told her that hate had chained me to misery. Revenge had not freed me. Only forgiveness could. She collapsed into sobs, begging again for a future. I did not promise one. I did not embrace her. But I did release the bitterness. Forgiving her was not about saving her. It was about saving myself. That night I walked away lighter. I had faced betrayal. I had tasted revenge. Yet in forgiveness I found freedom. Serafina Vale remained a scar on my heart, but also a lesson carved in fire. After I left Serafina Vale at Ashwood Park, the first thought, the storm inside me, had ended. Forgiveness gave me peace for a moment, yet peace did not last. I still woke at night thinking of her betrayal. I still saw Damon Steele's smug face in my dreams. My heart was lighter, but it was not free. Weeks passed in Silverdale and life moved forward. I focused on work, building my company from the ground with grit and sleepless nights. My success grew faster than I expected. People began to know my name. Adrian Cross was no longer a shadow. Yet with success came new enemies. Damon Steele was one of them. Damon had always wanted what belonged to others. He wanted Serafina. He wanted my deals. He wanted to destroy me. I ignored him at first, believing time would bury the past. But one evening I found him waiting outside my office. He smirked and told me Serafina still called out my name when she was with him. His words dripped poison. My fist clenched, but I refused to fight. He wanted me to lose control. I walked past him, but the fire inside me burned hotter than before. Serafina kept trying to reach me. She wrote messages saying Damon had manipulated her when she was vulnerable. She said she ended everything with him. She said she wanted to prove her loyalty to me. I ignored her at first, yet a part of me still felt her presence like a ghost. My heart remained torn between love and anger. Then fate decided to test me again. One night during a charity gala at the Crystal Rose Hall, Damon Steele stood before the crowd boasting of his wealth and power. He mocked my company and called me a man of broken loyalty. Serafina was there as well, standing alone in the corner, her eyes heavy with shame. I could have walked away, yet something in me rose. I took the stage and spoke not with rage but with strength. I told the crowd my success came not from greed but from scars. I told them betrayal did not break me. It made me stronger. My words carried weight and the people applauded. Damon's smirk faded. For the first time I saw fear in his eyes. After the gala, Serafina approached me. She said she had left Damon for good. She said she wanted no riches, no power, only the chance to stand beside me again. Her eyes no longer sparkled with vanity. They carried humility and pain. I saw the woman who once held me when I was broken. I saw the woman who once believed in me when no one else did. I told her forgiveness had been given but trust had been shattered. Trust is not a door that opens twice. It is glass, and once it breaks the cracks remain forever. She wept and begged, but I could not lie to myself. I could not return to what once was. Months passed and Serafina left Silverdale. She sent one last letter saying she would always love me but she would not chain me to her regret. Damon too disappeared into the shadows of the city, his arrogance silenced by his own downfall. My company thrived and my name grew stronger. Yet in quiet moments I still thought of Serafina. Not with hate, not with love, but with acceptance. She had been my greatest wound and my greatest lesson. 1 year later I stood again in Ashwood Park, the place where I had once forgiven her. The air was calm, the trees swayed with soft winds. I realized then that my journey was never about revenge or even forgiveness. It was about becoming whole again. Betrayal had broken me, revenge had hardened me, forgiveness had freed me, and now acceptance completed me. I whispered her name into the wind, not in sorrow but in peace. Serafina Vale was part of my past. Adrian Cross was stronger because of it. I turned away from the park and walked into the future, ready to build a new chapter of my life. The story ended not with love returned and not with vengeance fulfilled but with freedom earned. And sometimes freedom is the greatest victory of all.